Hello everybody, welcome back to Alma, Missouri on Farming Simulator 25. Today is the day. Today we are going to harvest corn, and today we are also going to buy our first pigs. So I'm excited about raising pigs. So let's jump into the combine and get to work. Let's attach the corn header. And I don't actually know if it works with this combine, but we'll find out in a minute. And the field is right next to the shed. And now let's unfold the combine. Okay, and now we can unfold the header. And it's a nice header. A little big for this combine, but it was the smallest option available. And it works. Perfect. So now we can start our corn harvesting. And as soon as we get the first load of corn, we can buy the pigs. Corn is the pig's main food, and I didn't want to buy them before I had food for them. So everything is working perfectly. Yeah, perfect. So let's do it in a time lapse. And we have the first load of corn. I need to bring the tractor with the gravity wagons to take the corn to the pigsty. And the corn yield is very good, and that is excellent because corn or sorghum is the main food for the pigs. And we have 2 cornfields this year. And for the next year I want to plant a sorghum field as well. So we have 3 fields for summer crops. And now let's unload the combine and take the corn to the pigsty. We have a little over 7,000 liters of corn so far, which is excellent. And we will also bring canola and wheat from the silo for the pigs. So let's unload it here. And now we can buy the pigs. There are 3 different breeds available, and in the game the difference is only aesthetic. So I'm going to buy 10 of each breed, and they're going to grow and reproduce and hopefully make us rich. So I spent $6,900 on 30 baby pigs, and I hope they grow up to be very profitable. But they look sick. They don't look very healthy. I think they are starving. I'm going to bring them some canola and wheat as well. And I hope they will feel better. Corn makes up 50% of the pig's feed, and wheat and canola make up another 45%. So with these feeds we can guarantee 95% efficiency. So let's unload. And the other 5% is filled with sugar beets, but the equipment to harvest sugar beets is very expensive. So as much as I would like to grow sugar beets, it won't be possible this year. And for 5% I think it's a wise choice. The pigs are well fed and I hope their health improves throughout the day. And now, let's finish harvesting the corn. We are finishing up harvesting this field and we have one more to harvest today. But first we need to take care of the wheat field that we drilled in the previous episode. It needs another application of fertilizer and it's also infested with weeds. So before we harvest the other cornfield, let's get the John Deere and take care of the wheat field. So we are finished here. We got a good yield, but now we have another field to work on. So let's do it. Now this field is fully fertilized and free of weeds. Let's check it on the map. Yes, it's free of weeds and fully fertilized. And now we can go to the other cornfield and finish our harvest. I don't want to talk about it. It wasn't my fault. Well, maybe it was. No, it was definitely my fault. Well, problem solved. It's a nice tractor, but it's a little light. Or maybe the hoe is too heavy, but we don't have many options. In fact, I think it's the only viable option. So, it is what it is. And now, let's harvest the rest of the corn. This is the second time I've unloaded the combine and we still have corn to harvest. I think the yield is pretty good for a field that hasn't been fertilized. And that's good because we'll have plenty of feed for the pigs, and I don't know exactly how much they eat, so I'd rather have plenty of food. And now let's finish this field. We cannot see it visually, but the front gravity wagon is almost full. I don't know why it happens, but it's only visual. Now it's full. And the corn yield was very good, and the yield bonus was only 37%, so we can improve the yield even further for next year. And now let's take the equipment to the farm and take a look at the pigs. I'm unloading the front wagon into the silo, and I will unload the back one into the pigsty. And we have to bring the combine to the farm. And I'm very happy this corn header worked with our combine. I'll park it here. Okay, and now let's take a look at our pigs. They look happy. Let's check their health on the menu. 0. I will speed up the time for a while. Now health is improving, and it will improve more with time. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye!